There is talk in the air about the Chinese foreign minister's visit to India, which is put forth, which is the Chinese people, which the Chinese side has proposed. It's a meeting to mend the relationship between the two countries. Give your insights on this meeting from various perspectives and so on. Right. Okay. So I also heard about this that Mr. Wang Yi, the Chinese foreign minister, wishes to visit India. They have proposed this, and maybe the visit will happen maybe this month. It's We are right now in March 2022, so most likely it looks like Mr. Wang Yi will visit India on his initiative in March 22, or maybe in early April, early next month. And I don't know what the objective of the meeting is. Maybe to mend the relationship. There is going to be a BRICS summit in Beijing later this year, so maybe he will also come and extend the invitation to India's prime minister for that thing. So that's something that could be on the agenda. Now, if they want to mend the relationship between the two countries, we know the two countries, India and China, don't have a very good relationship. We have a bad history going back from the 1950s onwards. Before the Chinese Communist Party came to power, India and China had brilliant relations, excellent relations. China called India Tianzhu, the center of heaven, right? So India was the Western heaven from the Chinese perspective. It's only after the Chinese annexation of Tibet in the 1950s that India and Chinese controlled territory had a common border, and that's where all the problems started. And then you had the 1962 invasion of India by the Chinese. They captured parts of our territory, which they still control. And then there was the 1967 war that no one knows about, in which India defeated China. Then you had the incidents in the 1980s, late 1980s, again in which India defeated China. And now the Chinese are claiming Arunachal Pradesh and so on and so forth. So there is this open border, undemarcated border. And the border is undemarcated not because India wants it to be undemarcated, but because the Chinese are showing an extreme reluctance to demarcate the border, because they want to keep pressurizing India and keep India on the back foot, because there is an open border, so they can keep encroaching on Indian territory. So I agree with the Chinese contention that the relationship between the two countries is not good. Now the question is very simple. Why is this relationship not good? Who is the root cause of the bad relationship? Is it India that has caused the bad relationship, or is it China that has caused the bad relationship? Has India invaded ever any Chinese controlled territory, or is it the Chinese who have repeatedly invaded Indian territory? It is clear that the real problem of this bad relationship is Chinese actions, Chinese aggression, and Chinese malified intentions. And it is the Chinese who are not amenable to demarcating the border. They are the ones who are showing the extreme reluctance. So, if the Chinese side wants to mend the relationship between China and India, I think it's very clear what they have to do. They have to take the initiative, they have to show the goodwill. The only obstacle, the only impediment in achieving a better relationship is the undemarcated border. Once the border issue is settled, the entire problem will go away. So it is for the Chinese to show a willingness to settle this issue, the border issue, in, let's say, the next 2 years. Let's say 1 year, 2 years, let's say 5 years. Take your time. But there is no progress, and they are the ones who are blocking the progress. So if the Chinese want to mend the relationship, they should stop lecturing India that India should stop banning Chinese apps, and India should open up Chinese FDI, and India should allow the Chinese to invest in so and so sector. No, please stop lecturing India. If you want to mend the bad relationship, go to the root cause of the bad relationship, which is created by you. China needs to address that. Once they address this, the relationship will improve automatically. So that is what I have to say to this Chinese claim that they want to mend the relationship. Go ahead, mend it. It is up to you to do that. You are the ones who are preventing the relationship from improving.